Hello YouTube family, this is Ravi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So we are back on the series Learn ServiceNow from zero till advanced in ServiceNow. So today's topic will be your data load to ServiceNow with the help of import set. This is a part of a ServiceNow admin course. So we'll move further. So today's topic is import set and transform map. In this particular topic, we will learn about what is import set, what is transform map, how we will load bulk data to ServiceNow through various data sources. Data sources, what is data sources, all that part we are going to see in this particular video. So this will be the topic of today's session. That is the import set and transform map, which we are going to cover in this video. So what is import set? Basically, you have an Excel sheet. For example, let's suppose you have an Excel sheet, and from Excel sheet you have to upload data to ServiceNow. Let's say you get a requirement from your manager that there are hundreds of users to be imported in the user table, for example. How you can do that? With the help of import set. So basically, import set will load the data from your Excel sheet or any data source to the available tables which you will be selecting. That is an import set. And transform map is nothing but once the data is loaded, you have to map those data to the right destination, right column. As you guys know that ServiceNow is a game of tables. Obviously, in tables, we have a column, we have a row, and data is inside the row. So in this case, you have to load the data to ServiceNow with the help of import set and then map it to the exact destinations. So this is called import set and transform map. If you see this particular diagram in front of your screen, these are the list of data sources available. It can be Excel sheets, CSV, JDBC connections, XML, HTTP and FTP servers, any source of medium which is outside ServiceNow. So this is outside ServiceNow. And you are trying to load data to ServiceNow. So obviously data has some structure, correct? It can be of XML, it can be of JSON. All these topics we are going to see in the upcoming series of JSON and XML. But just as of now, just understand every data has some structure. In ServiceNow, the structure is your table. We have a row and column. So that table is called as an import set table, where we will import the data from outside source, or staging table, or temporary table. For some time, I will store the data over there, and later I will push that data back to the target destination table. So this table will be considered as your import set source table, and after transforming it, it is your target table. So this entire concept, this entire window frame, whatever you're seeing, is your import set and data load in ServiceNow. So this entire concept we are going to see. So import set tables are nothing but on the table where we are loading the data from outside source. The source can be anything: Excel sheet, CSV, JDBC, XML, and FTP. In this particular video, I'm going to show you with the help of Excel sheet. In the upcoming series where we read about JDBC connections with ServiceNow, that time I'll show you how you can load data from JDBC, SQL, MySQL server, and other servers over there on your ServiceNow. So I'm going to take one use case, and which is mostly used. If you see this particular use case, and the live scenario is, let's say I am your manager, user administrator, and I want list of users available in the Excel sheet to be loaded. So let's say in my Excel sheet there are 5 or 10 users. That user I want to load into ServiceNow, and I have to map those columns properly, and there should be no duplicate entry to the table. So this is a use case which I'm going to do with import set and transform map in this particular video. So I hope you have understood what is the meaning of import set and what is the meaning of transforming it. So let's get back to ServiceNow. So this is my ServiceNow, and now you will notice this is my personal developer instance. I will do everything on the PDI, personal developer instance. So click on all and let me pin this. So whenever you have any data source, type here load data. Once you type load data, a module will come in front of you, that is your system import set load data. Open this load data. A form is open in front of your screen where it is asking you create an import set table or use the existing table. If you have an existing table already, you can use it. But in my scenario, I'm going to create my own custom table, and that table is your import set table or a staging table on a temporary table. So for some time, I will store the data from my Excel sheet over here on this table. So let's say this table name should be data load import set. Okay, this is my table name, data load import set, and source of file, source of import. So we have two sources of import, files and data source. This part we will discuss later, from which source I'm going to pull the data. As of now, I'm going to create my own data source with the help of Excel sheet. So you choose the file, click on choose file. Now you should have Excel sheet. So let me go back to my desktop and I'll show you how this Excel sheet is there. So for that, I need to close this window. Let's close this. Okay, let me go back and you will notice I have one demo Excel sheet coming up over here where we have user ID, first name, last name and email ID already present. Now this particular sheet is given to me by my manager and I have to load all this data. Currently I have only 6 data I have taken in example, but you can have hundreds, 1,000, 10,000 and numbers of data on your Excel sheet. Now we have column number A, column number B, column number C and column number D. I prepared already before starting this video so that it will save our time. So on user ID field, first name, last name, email ID, I want all this user to be loaded on the user table. So let's go to the user table. Let's see how it look like. Sys underscore user dot list. This is my user table. I am opening the list view. And what you will notice, we have user ID, we have first name, we have last name, we have email ID. Same thing is present on the Excel sheet. Just notice user ID, first name, last name, email. Correct? Whenever you receive an Excel sheet, you just match the first column. Make sure that everything is correct. User ID is user ID, first name is first name. Check the spellings. Why I am telling you this, you will get to know further. Because if I do the mapping with the help of transform map, so it will be auto mapped. If I choose the auto map option, it will be auto map. I will show you. But remember, first step is to check whether every spellings are correct or not. It doesn't matter it is lowercase or uppercase, but make sure that first name is written is, here it should be first name, not F name or L name. But your manager can give you F name and L name columns. That also I will show you in this particular video how you can tackle that too. So once you are having this, go to your load data, choose the file which you have. This is my file. Okay, this, not this. Demo Excel sheet. And sheet number 1. You can check this is sheet number 1 and header number 1. That's why I'm asking you, please check this particular details before loading the data. Now I am loading it. You will notice there are 5 inserts. You can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. In total, the count is 5. Count is 5 over here. You can see here. So 5 is inserted. Where it is inserted? Not on the user table. See, on user table, I have 626 only. There's no user 1, user 2 is loaded. It loaded on the table which just now we have created. And the name of the table is, just now we have created that test data load. So how we can check? So first of all, click on this option on the top and see, this is your import set number. Every load will give you a number. A file type is Excel sheet, state is loaded. This is my table name, data load import set. And the source created is demo Excel sheet, which I have just now uploaded. Okay, this is one way. Second way, you click on this option called loaded data. What you will notice, this is my table name. If you see data load import set, this table is created automatically since we selected a create table. And you notice the table name is u underscore data load. Correct. At 0 position, something is there. Third, first, fourth, second. Total 5 records are there, guys, but we cannot see at which position which user is. It is cascaded. It is hidden. For security reason, you cannot see any user as of now until we map it. So at 0 position, which is the user 1 dots no. Correct? But I cannot see. If I click this also, let me show you. If I click this also, it will take me to the import set table where I can check which user is inserted. But you will notice under this row, it is see pending. I cannot see which user is there. So remember, where the data is loaded, at that time you cannot see which data is loaded on the table. But you can see at which row it is added. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's go back. Once you are done, close all this. You don't have to go into this. Just for your reference, I have showed you. You can click on this option called Create and Transform Map. So what is the meaning of Transform Map? Transforming the data or transforming the data while doing the mapping means pushing the data to the destination table or the target table from the source table. So if you click on this, it will open you a table called sys transform map or table transform map. Now we have a source table and we have a target table. So let me take a snipping tool and let me explain you like this. Okay. So in this particular source table, we have 5 records. 5 records. Okay. From this particular source table, we have to move the data to the target table, and this target table is user table. So with the help of transform map only it is possible. So that mapping will be perfect. As per best practice, you will be using transform map and import set. Let's go back over here. Just give any name. So I'm giving here transform map demo source table, and I will choose my target table. So my target table is user table. So click here and just type sys underscore user. Yeah, come down. This user. You will notice target table is selected, and we have one extra option called run a script. You click on this option, it will allow me to write the script. But as I promised in admin, I will never use a single line of a script in ServiceNow, so I will ignore this section. I'll come back when we read about the development series of ServiceNow. Admin series we don't need as of now. Okay. Now we have run business rule. This part is also belongs to server side. So you can also ignore this particular part, and I'll come back to this when we read about business rule. Basically, it is the server side of a script or something which is running. So you can uncheck this. It's not needed for us, or if it is checked also not an issue for us. But we have to focus on these 3 options. Enforce mandatory fields. So if on your user table, if there are mandatory fields, if you want to enforce them, you can check this option called yes. Mapped field, which field? Let's say user ID, first name, last name, email IDs are mandatory. You choose mapped field, only mapped field. But if you want all the fields to be mandatory, then click on all fields so that the data is loaded on the user table. Make sure that all the data should be loaded because all fields are mandatory. So remember this. In my case, I will select no. I don't want to enforce mandatory details. Now there's an option called copy empty fields. It means that if any of the field is missing, for example, last name is missing from here. Okay, let's say. And still I want to load the data. Still I want to load this data. Then you can click on this option called copy empty fields. And how this empty fields look like? Go to the user table. See, these are empty. Empty. These are empty. So empty fields look like this. You will see 2 kinds of empty box. First, like a box kind of a structure. If you click here, you can type anything. Okay. But there's one more empty. This is giving you a word in a bracket empty. The reason is location is a reference field. Whenever any reference field become empty, it look like this. If I double click over here, I will see a magnifying glass. So it is a reference field. So remember, for reference field, it will show like this, but for single line text, it will show like this. Or a string box, it will show like this. So this is called your, these are empty records. I just sorted in the ascending order. I'll click on the created date so that it will sort according to the created date. You can right click, sort by ascending and descending order, you can do it. So let's go back. And now the last option is your Coalesce field, which I will tell you after clicking on this option called auto mapping. Auto mapping means, as I mentioned in the beginning, if all the names, everything is correct, if you click on auto map, it will automatically create a field mapping. See here, on the top, there is a info message, field map created. Can you see here? Yes. And see what field map created? 4. First name is mapped with the first name, user ID is mapped with the username, ID is mapped with the email, email is mapped with the email, and user underscore last name is mapped with the last name. So see, automatically it maps. If If by mistake, or let's say your client is given F name, last name, in this case, you have to map it manually with the help of a word called mapping assist. If I click on mapping assist, you will notice on the left hand side, on the left hand side, we have our source table. On the right hand side, we have a target table, and this is the place where you will do the mapping. So whatever you want to map, so first name, bring the first name over here from here, and similarly bring the first name from here to here and map it. So this is mapped to this, user ID is mapped to user ID, email is mapped to email, and last name is mapped to last name. This is called manual work, which you have to do. Let me show you. I will close this, remove, remove. Yeah. Now I have to create a field map. So I will choose first name from here. And similarly, I will select first name from here. So the first name is mapped with the first name. Similarly, last name is mapped with the last name. And the user ID, where is user ID? User ID over here is mapped with the user ID. Okay. Once you do all this mapping, I have already done it, cancel it. So you notice user ID is mapped to the user ID. So just pause this video for some time, let's say for a minute, and just tell me one thing in the comment section, why we have mapped, why it is showing here user underscore name. Instead, we mapped user ID with the user ID. Like first name is showing as first name, fine. Last name is showing as last name, email is showing as email, but why user ID is showing as a username? Pause this video right now and answer this question. Okay, I will tell you the answer. The reason is, if you go to the user table, click on new. Always remember guys, while creating the table also, I have taught you about it. What is the importance of backend name? This is just a label which you are seeing, but the backend name here is user underscore name. That's why first name, backend name is first underscore name. So it will always gonna map the backend name, not the label. So every table has a label and every table has a backend name. You know that. Label and every table has a backend name. Correct. So see, this is a backend name automatically coming up because I have added an extension that I will show you in the upcoming video how to get this extension, or at the last of this video I will tell you. So you see, user ID is mapped with the user name is mapped with the user ID. If I go back to this, see, that's why it is mapped. So I hope you understand. If you have any doubt, please ask me in the comment section. I will reply each and every one of you. Now we have left with only one topic, which is your Coalesce. What is the meaning of Coalesce? And this is the most asked interview question. What is meaning of Coalesce? Basically, with the help of Coalesce, you can avoid duplicate data entry in your table. For example, if I make username as user ID as true, double click and make it true. So I cannot enter two user with the same name ID. For example, if I go to Excel sheet, I cannot have user 1 again. If I have user 1 again, in this case, it will ignore it. Getting my point? So in my Excel sheet, you will notice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 user I have inserted, correct? Now you will notice user 1 is already inserted, but you will see user 1 over here also. And if I make this as a true, so it will not insert this record, it will update this record if there is any possible updates. Now you will notice on line number 2, the email ID is user 1, but here email ID is user 11. So what will happen first? It will insert, then ServiceNow will insert this one. When it come to this, match is found. So line number 2 and line number 6, column number A, the match is found, user1.snow. So it will not create a record now. It will update the existing record with the email ID change. That is the meaning of Coalesce. So Coalesce will always avoid duplicate data entry in your ServiceNow table. If you make any table as any column as Coalesce, then you cannot add duplicate data in your table. So let me take you to ServiceNow. Just type here Coalesce, paste here, just type here ServiceNow. And let's see what is the definition they are telling you. Yeah. This is developer.servicenow.com page. Here is the authentic details you will get. Come down. You have to find out Coalesce and just see here. If a match is found, If you see my Excel sheet, just correlate with it, guys. If a match is found, so line number 2, line number 6, match is found, fine. The target record is updated. Means the record will be updated. If there's any possible change, it will there's a change. User 11, user 11 and here user 1. So email will get updated. If no match is found, then new record is created. So there's no match for 3, 4, 5. New record will create. If no fields are Coalesce field, record are always insert. Means if I don't make any Coalesce as true, the record will always insert. So remember this concept. I will paste this link in the description also, guys. You can go ahead and check that link from the description below. So Coalesce means you will avoid duplicate data insertion in your table. If a match is found, it will update the record. My work is done. I'll click on transform so that it will map the data already. It is mapped and it will move the data, push the data to the ServiceNow user table. Now this is my map, transform. See, complete success. If I go back to the user table, go back. See user 3, user 4, user 1, user 2. This is what we are having on our user table. You can notice this. User 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 record inserted over here. Now you will notice user 1 dot snow has a user ID as user 11. It means that it updated the record. But how to check it? Let's go back to ServiceNow. Click on the history. So you will find out there were total 5, but only 4 were inserted and 1 was updated. The reason was the match was found. Now which match was found? You can click on this import set number and check in the import set row. Come here. At 0 position, user 1 was there, inserted, 2nd inserted, 3rd inserted, 4th inserted. But if he comes to 5th, it's updated the record. So this is the important concept of Coalesce field. Coalesce means if you add a coalescing, then it will avoid duplicate data insertion in your table. And you notice everything is inserted now. I have 4 records inserted within a fraction of seconds. But to make this video, it took me 30 minutes, for example. But if you do it by your own, it will not take more than 5 to 10 minutes. So instead of doing it manually, you can go ahead and do this with the help of import set and transform map. And this was the only use case which I mentioned in my PPT. If I show you my PPT over here, as a user admin, I want a list of users available in the Excel sheet to be loaded in user table. So these are the list of users which is available on the user table Excel sheet, and I loaded it with the help of transform map and import set. All columns are mapped properly and make one user ID as unique. Here we use a concept of Coalesce and make sure that if we add again then the same Excel sheet, it will not create a duplicate entry. That's also I have shown you in this particular. So it didn't create a duplicate entry, but it inserted the record. So this is your concept of transform map and the import set. If you have any question, do let me know in the comment section. Till then, if you are very new to my channel, do share and subscribe, and we'll meet in the next video. So before going, I am going to give you an update. So in the next weekend, or probably by Friday or by Sunday, a series is coming, Learn ServiceNow Admin in 3 hours. So this will be a long video, 3 hours, where you can learn admin from 0 till advanced, only admin part I am talking. And there will be a stretch video full of 3 hours or 3.5 hours. I'll check how much time will I spend and I'll get that video done. And I will share with you guys, so that go ahead and subscribe and like this channel so that you will get the video for sure. So thank you all. I'll meet in the next video.